So a lot of the times, or a lot of people don't know that I'm actually a student to become a librarian here in New York. Or rather, I go to school here in New York to become a librarian. And you might ask, well, why did you select that career path? A lot of people are very, very surprised to hear when I tell them that, oh yeah, I'm a librarian, or I'm studying to become a librarian. They look at me kind of funny because they don't expect someone like me, who is into guns, who's into the Second Amendment, who's very politically active in that arena, to be in that kind of a field. It seems like polar opposites. You know, you've got bang, 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 and may I help you find this book, sir? So it's one of those things that always gets some looks. And at first, I was a little bit afraid to admit to people what I was doing and why I was doing it, but now I sort of revel in it, just because it's always fun to see their reaction. But I'll tell you the reason why I ultimately decided to become or started to do this profession. The reason why is because I've always loved to read and write. That's what I've loved to do ever since I was a very young boy. I can remember just sitting on the playground years ago, just thinking about just different ideas and different stories and the characters and all this stuff and everything like that. Just different imagination, different imaginative creations. And it's never stopped. I mean, I even thought in the beginning that this would stop one day and I would stop thinking about this kind of stuff. But even as I drive right now, I'm just thinking about different storylines, different ideas, different ways I can put together characters. It's just so goddamn fun. So, as you can imagine, I'm a bit of a movie buff, I'm a bit of a nerd. I don't know if you can tell by the glasses or by anything else. But I'm definitely a nerd. I grew up playing a lot of video games. I grew up watching a lot of movies, playing video games, all that kind of stuff. And maybe I'll go into more detail about how video games are, I think in some ways, important to the freedom of this society. But anyway, I wanted to join this profession because I really love the idea of free access to information, or information available to the general public. I think in a republic, and remember, this is a republic, not a democracy, in a free society, in a republic, a true republic, information is accessible to all people who want it. And my personal motto is that there's no such thing as forbidden knowledge. And because I honestly believe that. I believe that access to information is the most powerful thing that a human being can have. And what better venue is there than a library? People don't often think about libraries as like a hub of information and everything like that, but in many ways they are. You go there and you can use their computers, you can read books, you can take out movies and everything like that. And although a lot of it is entertainment nowadays, people typically will read novels, for crime novels and everything like that, that's still information. Stuff is still being communicated to you on some level. And although it may not be the theory of relativity, or it may not be a new theory of evolution, it certainly gives you something. It fills something in you, or it teaches you something about yourself. I don't really need to explain that there are tons of people in this world who have read a book and it's changed their lives, or who have new perspectives on the world, who have read something like Harry Potter or Star Trek, or seen Star Trek rather, and have just been completely their perspectives are bam, just completely changed. For me, that perspective changing thing was mostly video games. And again, I'll get into that at another time. But how that relates to the Second Amendment. Well, because I believe that information should be free and it should be available to all people, I also believe that with that information you should be able to utilize that to defend your life. And based on the information that we have, firearms are an excellent way of defending yourself. So you have that information, you use the information, well, rather you have it, you process it, and then you use it. And frankly, firearms are an excellent way to defend yourself. And plus, they're really fucking cool for many, many, many different reasons. So basically, I'm very passionate about teaching people. I absolutely love it. As I admin currently on the Regular Guy Firearms page, which is another great channel, ARG, or Regular Guy 90s firearm page. Excellent firearms channel. That's where a lot of us got our start in terms of adminning. And even this channel has its origins there, and it's for some of our members. I learned the most satisfying part about it is talking to somebody and giving them solid information, and they go, "Oh, thank you. I really didn't know that," or "That's a good point," or "That really changed my perspective." And it's not just me teaching people; it's people teaching me. Like when I get something wrong, someone corrects me and goes, no, or no, use this way and not that way, and then I feel good. I get a physical sensation, like right here, like I feel it, like a buzz, when you learn something. People who truly love learning have a physical sensation through their body when they learn something or when information is gathered. Yeah, it's just a wonderful, wonderful feeling, helping people and being helped yourself. So anyway, guys, it's just a little bit of perspective about. Oh, you know what? I should have gone into first. These videos, I never script them, so they're all over the place sometimes. But I'll say this: that I started out wanting to become a full-time writer, and I went to college at Hofstra University here on Long Island, and I graduated. And I took about a year off, and honestly, I should have realized this before, but I was much younger than I was. I thought I could become a writing career right out of college. I'd be the next best thing, the next John Steinbeck or Ernest Hemingway or, Dante even, I fucking wish. But didn't quite turn out that way. So I decided to come down to reality a bit more and have a career that's solid and have a career that can really pay the bills. And librarians do make a decent amount of money, much to the surprise of many people. You can make a decent amount of money doing it. But I wouldn't do it for the money. It's mostly for the satisfaction of putting out good information or actually helping people with their selections. So anyway, guys, that's just a little bit about me and about my career options and everything like that. If you have anything that you want to share about how you or what your career is or how you came to like firearms based in your career, or if you have a career in firearms, anything, tell me about yourself. It's fun to know about people in this place. It's fun to get connections and learn. And the more we learn, the more power we have. So have a good one, guys, and continue to learn.